and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today is the one, the only, Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How's it going?
Good. How are you, Ben?
I'm just fabulous, doing just fabulous. You know, it's Thursday. We're about to head in for our winter break. We're so excited for it, and we got Salt Lake City to talk about today. In case you are under a rock, we are going back on tour next year, and we're going to tons of different places. And actually, we have a pretty big announcement, which is we can now officially say that we are doing our very first ever Vegas show. We are going to Las Vegas. It took us long enough, right? So that show is, of course, I don't actually have the date, but it's going to be in May, and we're really excited. It's going to be at Wise Guys. Tickets are on sale tomorrow. But you can there's actually a pre-sale happening now for our Patreon patrons. That's going to be on May 15th. So we are so excited to do our first Vegas show. It's going to be wild and crazy. Also, people have been asking for the ticket links for Austin and Dallas and Charlotte. We finally have the links up. The pre-sale there is happening also today. And all the tickets for Vegas, Dallas, Austin, and Charlotte, those are all be on sale to the public tomorrow, which is Friday, December 20th, as well as all of our other dates, including February 1st, which is the Golden Crappies. And we're already talking to some really cool people to be guests on that. So that's going to be an epic show in New York. You don't want to miss that. We're going to have some voting stuff. Voting's going to happen in the new year, but we are now collecting ideas for the ballot. So please go check out our social media. Go check out Instagram, because over the next few days, it's instagram.com/watchwhatcrappens. Over the next few days, we are going to be soliciting ideas and suggestions for things like best moment of the year, best fight, best quote, things like that. We need your help because our memories are only so good. So go do all the things, and it's going to be a great new year. Great new year.
Great times, everybody. Wow.
Yeah.
Exciting times.
All
right. Yeah, let's get on with her, Ben. This is a video as usual over on Patreon, Crappens on Demand. Let's begin. We open in Puerto Vallarta, day 2. Heather is in an oddly shaped swing outside of her room. You know, I love that people just keep trying to reinvent the swing. I don't really think it's something that needs to be reinvented that much. This one's a big, flat, round one. I didn't really understand it, but you know, just cut my ass. You know what I mean? I don't want to feel like a blob on a teacup or a teacup coaster. I just want to feel like my butt is cupped, no matter its size.
You know what? It's not a show about Utah unless there's a reference to a swing. So she
literal swingers everywhere we turn.
literal swingers. So she gets a text from Whitney and to go meet Whitney and to say, come meet me and Angie for water aerobics in 20 minutes. And we see just people like Bronwyn's brushing her teeth, Meredith's drinking coffee, Lisa's getting glam, and Lisa is texting everyone. She's like, hi girls. We have a beautiful breakfast in the villa today, and then we're going on a little yacht ride, and be sure to be ready for the yacht at 11. Did you see Lisa's tweet that she tweeted out last night by any chance?
No. What did it say?
It said, this is her tweet. This is the entirety of her tweet. Fucking liars need to shut their fucking mouth.
Mom?
It has so many retweets. It's just her. Fucking liars need to shut their fucking mouth.
Sometimes you just need to keep it simple, you know? Hey, yo. That's going to be my next tweet. Hey, yo. Let's see how many people retweet it. This is the first time I'll ever go viral. Shut up. This is going to be my tweet. Shut up. Swings, am I right?
So then we go over to Bronwyn's room, and she's also getting into glam. And so she calls Todd. She's like, what's going on there? Are the dogs okay, Todd? He's like, yeah, they're all fine. A couple of them are outside. I'm getting on the porch. Get off my porch, dog. This is not for your space to live.
She's like, there are a lot of animals roaming around the jungle here. It's just so beautiful, Todd. I wish you were here to see her with me.
Do you have to keep nodding your head? You're like a bobblehead on an old Corvette that hadn't had his transmission regulated. Jesus Christ, are you riding a horse?
Do you need
talking
something to
about?
support your chin? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to build you a sack of Werther's Originals that you can rest your chin on so you stop bobbing so much.
Are you dying over the text I sent you last night? Well, here's what's going on here. I sent you a late night text that was saying, Todd, I'm just very upset because Lisa asked me how I like the rooms. And I said, Lisa, I like the rooms, but I just can't believe that you wouldn't have me by you because I came to be with you. And then you put me in another room with other people. And I just don't understand. Oh my God, you're going to give yourself a conniption fit. It's not this big of a deal. You're in a gorgeous room. You're overlooking the ocean. I've never heard anyone in my life, especially on this show, complain about being too far from Lisa Barlow. Everyone else is trying to get bus tickets the hell away from Lisa Barlow if they have to, girl.
A hallway away. You know, this was Bronwyn's, this was her like sob story episode. And I don't mean that in a dismissive way, but like all great housewives, they know how to clap back. They get into fights. They hold their own, but when the pressure's on, they give the sob story. This is like what Leanne Locken would do at all times. Like when Leanne Locken was caught with every episode, Leanne Locken was the best. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. One time when I was a baby, my stuffed animal, my plushie got caught in the Ferris wheel at the carnival, and I cried for years. So now I just relive that trauma whenever I see Carrie Dubert." So
I'm sorry I hit that bus, but one time my mama put me on the bus and she said, "You're never getting off this bus. And when you do, it's going to be a different mama that sees you when you get off because I'm done with you. You can't even do a backstand. What kind of carny are you? Loser." And now every time I see a trolley, I just have to hit it. I have to hit it. Like, oh, for Christ's sake, can we just take responsibility?
Now, I'm not saying also that what Bronwyn says later in the episode is just like some like a silly story that she manipulates for tears.
It doesn't
matter. It doesn't matter.
We'll get to that. But
the point is that this is her episode. This is her episode. When we talk about
this is her like I want to get the Rose episode. This is if anyone watches The Bachelor, you always have to have your trauma to stay on the show. And when you're afraid you're going to get kicked off, this is when you bring up your trauma. They vary, and I'm sure most of them are real, but you save it up. I think they ask you in auditions. You know, most people like on Broadway, they'll be like, "Give me your best 8 bars," and you come in and you're like, "Tomorrow," and you do that for 5 seconds. But in like reality TV, they say, "Give me your best 8 bars," and you're like, "Mom beat me, dad left me, car broke down,
husband
brother
cheats.
looks, brother's hotter than me," and they're like, "Okay,
goldfish died." Yeah,
great job. We've already got a couple of mother deaths and father abandonments. Please move to the back. Next, please. Someone's like, an elf fucked my elbow in college, and
the CEO of Palm Pilot cheated on me. Like, okay, that's good.
That's it. Ding, ding, ding. Bring her in. And she's also dressed like a bunny in a bikini. Wow. All right. Double.
And she was mauled by a dog the other day.
She's just like, it's like ding, 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 ding. She's just passing with flying colors. Fucking men, though, isn't that the truth? I mean, men, it doesn't matter how old a man is. A man can have nipples dragging onto the ground, be a hairy-backed ape, and probably smell like, milk that was spilt on a counter 3 weeks ago and still pull ass. I mean, they will still, they might not get out of their easy chair for 5 days in a row, but their dick will still find a way. They could be impotent. We will tape a popsicle stick to the bottom of our dicks and still put it inside of things. Like
it's a World War I victim in Downton Abbey. It's like your dick is on the popsicle stick in the living room in Downton Abbey, and one of the daughters is tending to it carefully.
That's the Viagra of the past. Sticks. That's how people started getting crooked dicks, because they were tourniqueted around sticks, and so like nature just took over and started bending everyone's
nature finds a way. The point is that nature finds a way.
Okay, so back to the times before we knew that Todd was a cheater, which is right now. Hey. So she sends that text to everybody, and so Braun was talking to Todd. Blah, sorry, I forgot that. And it's like, and then she said, Lisa's talking about how beautiful the hotel is. And I'm like, it is beautiful. And I'm glad we're here, but I feel kind of a certain way about not rooming with you. And then it turned into this whole conversation of her insinuating I'm not grateful to be here. And frankly, that I'm snobby. That never happened.
Literally
that never fucking
happened.
happened. You're a fucking liar, Bronwyn. And like, you're enjoyable on this show. I'm enjoying Bronwyn on this show. I really am. But she's a fucking liar. And, she's going to fit right in here because you've got this show of Whitney's. Well, Whitney, I guess, is the biggest liar, but you'll fit right in.
She's going too fast. Like we saw season 1 Bronwyn, season 2. Are we already on season 4 Bronwyn and we haven't even finished like episode 14 or whatever? Like this is, she's like the fact that she's already at this place of taking one comment and reading so far into it that then she comes out of it saying like, and you just called me a snob. You have to have a few seasons on your belt before you're doing that sort of thing. So she's going too fast. She's going to explode.
She's just so offended. And that's a good quality in a housewife generally, but it's like every little thing. She's got a slower roll, So, Todd,
but we're gonna find out.
Like, well, that's just a stupid thing to say.
And I thought, God, Todd does really listen to this channel because he knows James's famous song. You're a stupid thing to
say. La la. You're a stupid thing to say.
We should play that at the end of this episode, just in case people forgot it. It's one of James. James is an asshole and he's canceled, and we're not trying to uncancel him, but he did have a real banger a few years ago. Ben's going to put it up later.
Banger. You're a stupid thing to say.
So then we go over to Whitney, and she's taking Angie and Heather to water aerobics, and she's like, every family vacation we go on, Justin insists that we go to water aerobics, and then we see a clip somehow of Justin at a pool and water aerobic. How much does the camera crew follow these people around that they have?
I know. Was this Bobby? Bobby, were you taking secret footage of your parents doing water aerobics?
And I fucking do it again, bitch.
Bobby, why are you talking like that?
I just had a Mountain Dew spliced with some Dr. Pepper, bitch. You want to fuck with me? I'll give you a piece of me.
We haven't seen much of Bobby this season. She's probably out like swerving that golf cart around. Oh, and by the way,
I'm like a pack of gum in kindergarten. Everybody gets a piece. Come on.
I'm rich. Which is the quote that Karen Huger said. The video all came out of Karen Huger. There's not a crappy hour until the new year, so we probably should. Well, the big news is that Karen Huger is found guilty for DUI, and all the footage of her in the patrol car and at the police station has now hit the internet. It's pretty wild. I'm sure
it is crazy. Her and Ray are acting like they are talking to TMZ. The camera's right in their face, and they're like, "Oh yeah, being pulled over. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hello." Do you have anything for me to sign? Is that what you'd like me to do? Sign something for you? No. What's your name? And they show one where she's in the patrol car and she's asking the cop, "What's your name?" And he's like, "I don't know, Rick. What's yours?" And she's like, "The Grand Dame. They call me the Grand Dame. That's what they call me." And he goes, "The Grand Dame?" She just sounds horrible because he doesn't know what she's talking about. She's like, Grand Dame. Andy called me. Andy Cohen gave it to me. Andy did it. Yo.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a tissue? He's like, "No, ma'am, I don't have a tissue." She every like 2 minutes, she has like 2 lines that she keeps coming back to, which is, "Oh, I'm very rich. I'm very rich. Do you have a tissue? Ma'am, we do not have tissues in the patrol car." Are you sure?
Andy Cohen would give me a tissue. She's like, "Who?" "Grandam." "What?" "Andy Cohen." "What?" "Grandam." They're like, drunk. She's drunk. She is wasted. This is horrifying in a way, but it's also, hands down, I have to say, the best DUI video I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of them. This was
amazing work.
The best. I mean, listen, she might go to jail. This was bad. She got found guilty. It's her second time.
up to 2
This was
years.
egregious. This was egregious.
She should not have been driving.
She may be guilty of this. We all know that she is now officially guilty of this, but something else she is also guilty of is art. You know, she's an artist.
Stealing our hearts.
Well done.
It's really it's an amazing video. Two videos at least. I don't know if there's another video, but they're really worth watching. Also, as long as I mentioned this a few days ago, but in case you didn't listen to that episode, I will say it here on the Salt Lake City episode. I apologize for devaluing Bronwyn's passport holder gift. I personally thought they were tchotchkes. Many people who are up on their passport holder knowledge wrote me messages to say they were actually $600 a piece. They were like Kelly Ben Simone's or something like that. I forget the Judith Lieber, Kelly Lieber, Joanna Lieber, whoever it is. It's a designer passport case. I stand corrected. It turns out they were not tchotchkes, although to me they looked like they were from Zazzle. But either way, now we know. Now we know the truth.
Yeah, now we fucking know. And you know what?
And now we've said it.
We're embarrassed.
Very
so
embarrassed.
We both apologize because, you know, I should have known better too. I should have been like, Ben, that is Judith Lieber.
I know. I was like, how could I have not known the Judith Lieber passport holder?
Because, girl, people love their Judith Lieber. Like, I've never, why would I? I'm an old Navy gay. I don't know anything. But I was like, wow, is it Judith Light? Is Judith Light making these? Because I've never seen a more famous Judith in my life. Like,
yeah,
crazy. Judith Lieber. Guess what? You're the boss. Don't even anybody ask who's the boss. It's Judith fucking Lieber. That's who's the boss.
Yeah.
Audience was like, fuck you, Ben. It's Judith fucking Lieber. You fucking loser. Gay people showed up to get Ben's door and literally patted him down to find his gay card, and they took it. Ben's not even allowed to suck wieners anymore.
Idea.
They've taken it away from him.
You guys have really no idea how many messages I got, like every single day. It'd be like, hey, I was just catching up on Salt Lake City, and that passport holder, it's actually $600. Here's a link. I was like, how does everyone know about it? Is this, did it go viral? Was it a thing? Like, why do people know about the passport holder? Like, I don't know. But then again, like, I guess everyone knows different things, right? It's so funny that the passport holder landed on so many people's radars.
That's huge. And it's even funnier because no one loves like global entry and passport issues more than Ben. No. Like, honestly. Ben has every kind of entry that you can get into every country. He collects them. He's like, are you in this line? I'm in this line. And he like moves his shoulders like this to walk over to the line because he's like so proud. And like lines that I've never heard of. And Ben is, so I was shocked that you weren't up on the current glam passport.
Well, when you have a line, you don't need a glam passport holder, baby.
Oh gosh.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
Okay, so let's get on with this. So we're at Water Aerobics, and Whitney's like, it's actually a great workout, and retirees love it. So I thought that Angie and Heather would love it too.
This is some good old Aquarobics shade. So they do... This is what they also did on Orange County last year, I think. Didn't they do some aquarobics? So I wonder if it was the same guy. Did they go to Puerto Vallarta last year when they went on the Mexico trip? I don't know.
I keep up with enough. I'm not keeping
they have
Puerto Vallarta and aerobic passport queens in my brain. I just can't do it.
So they do this and they're doing aqua aerobics, and then we see Whitney's like, Angie has zero rhythm, because they all have to do this like alligator thing with her hands, like left, right, and we see Angie is 100% out of sync. Like all their hands go up and her hand is down, and all their hands go down, her hand is up. It was amazing. It was like me, honestly.
It's all Greek to me. So then now they're like, Angie's like, well, the water takes the pressure off. Am I right? Isn't that the whole point of it? And Whitney's like, speaking of pressure, how about Bronwyn last night? Like, I felt bad because it's hard to see one of your friends defeated like that, because we've all been in the... Whitney, what? Finish your sentence. I wasn't talking. You were.
Speaking of pressure, no, don't start from the beginning. By the way, that was I love
Water
when she
aerobics
shoehorned
is
in.
for senior citizens. It is also good for your health of your joints. So I thought Heather and Angie would also like it.
You went too far back, Angie. Come on. I mean, Heather, Whitney, forward.
You exploited my vagina.
That's too far back.
Diddly-doo, diddly-doo, diddly-doo. Water aerobics is good for your joints, and senior citizens love it. So I thought Heather and Angie would love it too.
Speaking of pressure. Wow, that water aerobics was good. It was much harder than I thought. Speaking of harder than I thought, God, Bronwyn. Whitney's segue into talking shit. So she's like, yeah, I felt bad. She, because we've all been in that position. And Heather's like, I feel bad for her when she was talking about how all the dog bites, and how Todd wouldn't even come to the ER. And then we see them talking about the dog bites and stuff. And apparently, oh yeah, this is the flashback. Lisa's like, so were you in shock, or were you screaming, or were you crying? Like, what was that like? Was it like that time I went to Taco Bell and the Diet Coke machine was broken? Oh, the trauma's coming back. Oh.
It was so weird because I had to drive back with a gigantic styrofoam cup full of ranchero sauce to sip on. It's the only way they could calm me down.
So Bronwyn's like, no, I called Todd and I told him about the attack, and he said it's probably just a scratch, and so he didn't come. And then when he saw the pictures, he said, oh yeah, that was more than a scratch.
Well, when he saw the gaping wounds and the pools of blood and the festering rabies in my leg, he thought, okay, well, maybe it's not a scratch. And Heather's like, it is not a scratch. Because
Heather's pretty dramatic for someone who's had an entire body transplant. There's literally, these people on Bravo have literally had everything removed and replaced. They're like when you're trying to check a car and see if it's a lemon before you buy it, and they're like, everything was replaced with Japanese parts. Is that okay? These are all parts off of Amazon. Are you okay with that? And you're like, I just need something that drives. You know what I mean?
So Heather's saying
they're used to healing is what I'm saying.
Yes. Heather's like,
I'm sorry, I didn't wrap that up, but
speaking of pressure.
We're so close to Friday. Like, I can't even, we're so close yet so far away from Friday.
Always. Wait, can I be unprofessional?
Please, what do you think I'm doing over here? Running for president?
Speaking of pressure, I need to grab a water bottle. It's just off of camera, so I'm going to step away for 3 seconds while I grab it. Vamp.
Oh, okay.
Vamp.
Well, guys, Ben is about to get fired, so I'm going to give you Ben's biggest trauma story. Dun, dun, dun. One time, Ben had to go through the passport line with an
Speaking of pressure,
unglittered passport by Judith Lieber. It was so embarrassing.
Wait a second. Wait. Aquarobics are good for your joints.
Okay, so then end of flashback, and we cut back to the pool, and Heather's like, they had to show FaceTime video of her wounds to get him to come, and Lisa described their relationship like he's obsessed with her, but I've not seen that. I think he's kind of mean to her, and he dismisses her. And then we see the bat mitzvah flashback where Todd's like, I was trying to be respectful. And Bronwyn's saying, well, I told her 10 times that if there wasn't an apology, I wasn't interested. And him saying, well, then why'd you stay? Why didn't you walk away? Jeez. I mean, what the hell is going on? If someone didn't want it, you walk to someone else. If someone waves an iPhone in your face, you say, good luck getting lazy fingers from not having to press buttons anymore, you miscreants. And you go to the next door.
If you go to Walgreens and they're out of Werther's, do you stay? No, you go to CVS.
Oh, yeah. I love that you come back to Werther's so much. I love Werther's originals. I eat them every day of my life. How dare you?
Imagine if there was something called Werther's Fakes. Also, by the way, there is a delicious irony in Todd. There's delicious irony in Todd, CEO of Palm Pilot, talking about about knowing when to walk away. I'm like, sir, Where are the Palm Pilots? Where are the Palm Pilots now?
Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty crazy, but they're going to make this a huge. I mean, yeah, I guess so. I guess
I think it's bad. It's bad that he didn't go to the emergency room. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, that's bad.
That's bad.
Yeah, that's bad. Well, look, Todd's an asshole. I mean, Todd is an old grumpy asshole. I've said, I'm not going to ever stand up for Todd. I think he's an ass. So, Heather is like, well, I
tried
just
to give him benefit of the doubt. I'm sorry. I tried to give him benefit of the doubt earlier in the season, but it's gone. It's gone.
I saved that. It's like, it's like when you're checking out at Home Goods and they're like, would you like to give a little bit of benefit of the doubt to the children at St. Jude's? I'm like, no, not really. You do it. You're the giant corporation.
Marla Thomas is not
Haven't I given you enough?
Marla Thomas and Jennifer Aniston are going to, they were like, Jennifer Aniston's like, I was just about to go to the Crappens, but now I'm going to have to back out.
I literally doubt that they're sending that money to those children. I don't believe them. And also, they're a giant corporation. How about you donate part of your profits and stay away from me? Guess who I'm donating to? My guest.
Aquarobics.
I'm just kidding, but I do have a good Home Goods story about that later. Stay tuned, Ben. Okay, so Heather is like,
speaking of pressure,
I don't see the respect and love, but I can totally relate because I was in a marriage like that. Okay. You were not, it's not your marriage. Okay. So this is not time to start rehashing that old man in a hot tub. Your husband is still somewhere in a hot tub alone, just waiting for someone to come visit him. And every time you mention him, I feel sad.
He's in a hot tub playing a saxophone, hoping he can tell people he's a California raisin. No, it's not the same. Well, whatever. I don't care. I don't know. I don't care. And I don't know why I'm about to just take a stance. I was like, sometimes like when you take a stance, I'm like, I'm going to take a stance too. And I was like, I don't
even know why I'm taking stance. I just literally, you could be like, and then she chewed her fingernails. I'd be like, fingernails? What a loser. Who even chooses their fingernails anymore? I disagree. I'm just disagreeing just with anything. I don't care. So she's like, my husband was an asshole to me and I'm supposed to just be lucky because he didn't cheat on me and he wasn't addicted to drugs. So what's my problem? And she's right that's not that I'm saying that that's all great. It's just funny because on this show, if one person is like, has a problem, then everyone else is like, well, guess what happened to me? And then they start competing with each other, which I guess is kind of normal, right? In a friend group.
You know what? Your husband used to your husband was the CEO of Palm Pilots. Well, guess what? My husband had a pilot pen, so I know what it's like.
Yeah. If my husband was a pilot, he would have taken Brigham Young somewhere because I am Mormon royalty and we drove Brigham Young around. So suck it. So then Heather's talking about how she's so wounded.
We're losing our minds. We've lost our minds.
Yeah, people should just turn this off, honestly. Yeah, this is, I think, the only show you'll listen to that actively asks you to turn it off while you're listening. Just spare yourself
a favor.
Here's what's coming up in this recap. More Home Goods stories. Okay, so Heather's like, I'm wounded from my marriage because I put myself in the back seat and I pandered to him. And regardless of how I was doing that, I was betraying myself. And so I can't stand dismissive husbands. And I agree with her. That sucks. And it does suck for Bronwyn as well. Now, here's the thing. He's dismissive, but he's extremely wealthy. So sometimes I'm like, okay, you need to put it on a scale. Like, could he treat her better? Of course. Will he? Probably not. Is it worth spending $10,000 every outfit and then literally changing outfits every day? Maybe. To some people it is. To me, it's not. But to some people it is. But Todd's still an asshole. I'm just saying, you can't always give the advice, leave him, because sometimes the advice would lead you to a 2-bedroom apartment. And I would rather have the clothes.
Yeah, I think I would like to stay in that Beetlejuice house and just have fun, I think.
Can you imagine all that dog poop in a 2-bedroom apartment? I mean, then you're really sleeping.
It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. By the way, when Heather says, in my marriage, I put myself on the back seat, that now this whole season makes sense. Because when she met Bronwyn and they were hanging out, Bronwyn was in the front seat and Heather was in the back seat of the car. So no wonder why Heather was triggered by her. The back seat is her trauma space. It all makes sense now.
Great point.
Yeah. She just has to be in the right row. So
So they're asking about when Mary's coming and all that stuff, and now they want to go eat. And Andrew's like, "We've worked up an appetite, eh? Let us go eat a banana."
yeah, I love that. That is some real housewifery right there. Okay. Like, wow, I am starving. We just worked out. I am starving. Let's have a single banana that we can split 3 ways.
And then Heather's like, "Banana, I want French toast and cereal and eggs and sausage," and which we know she's not going to eat because she's medicated. Here's one thing I want to say. As someone who's also medicated, I read a headline the other day that Heather was quitting Ozempic because she was sick of being body shamed and everybody commenting on her body and giving her shit online. You guys, cut that bullshit out. Just cut it out. It's enough now. It's been years of this shit. You don't understand what it's like being bigger, and you don't understand what it's like having something that can help you. Just shut the fuck up if you're not suffering from it and leave everybody alone. Stop bullying everybody for shit like that. You don't like body shaming, but it's okay when it's on your terms, and you can do it when you're offended about something. But you know what? Some of us need this shit, and it really helps. It's like life-changing in a way you don't even understand, and that's fine. You can not like it, but stop bullying people about it. It's just fucking mean, and it's stupid, and you look stupid and ignorant at this point. I'm so over it. And it's been this thing that's been like, okay, for now, what, a year that people have been doing this ever since it's longer than that since we started it. And it's just like, be quiet. Just leave people alone. You don't understand the mental shit you put people through when you do that. Stop. Be nicer.
There you go.
For Christ's sake.
I'm giving you
if you need to
snaps.
take it, then you take it. For Christ's sake, stop listening, because they're going to shame you when you're fat, and they're going to shame you when you're thin. They're going to shame you when you eat too much. They're going to shame you when you don't eat enough. They're going to shame you. So shame on them. Fuck them. That's what you need to do. Just say fuck them. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
Take what you need.
That's a great point. Yeah, that's a great point.
I'm going to go put my little rock pellets out, and you all can just leave me alone.
Shame people for their actions. Shame them for their actions.
Yes.
Okay. So now everyone is, all the girls they're going out to a patio, and there's gifts. And Lisa's like, "Hi, is everyone ready for yacht day? Here's some Vita bags. They have your names on them." So then she gives them all a tote bag, a nice canvas tote bag with stuff in it. And Bronwyn's like, "Oh, obviously Lisa thinks I'm too bougie to function and I'm spoiled. So like the grateful guest I am, I will accept this gift. But I'm also wondering, who would use a canvas bag? Am I right?" Like, okay, Bronwyn, this is not the hill to die on. I think this is like, she's trying to be like, what a ridiculous, like, I'll be grateful for this totally unusable, lacking in function gift. I'm like, and she's like, what would you use a canvas bag for? Even the producer's like, do you go grocery shopping? She's like, no. What do you put this on your head? What do you use a canvas tote for? Who would ever use a tote?
Literally in the same sentence that she's like mad that someone's calling her bougie and spoiled. She's acting like this about a fucking canvas bag that 99% of us use.
It's actually the most useful gift we've ever seen on any housewife show, on a franchise where like every gift is some strange. It's like a lotion that no one's ever going to use, or some tchotchke jewelry, or whatever. Like a tote bag is an actively useful gift. I want a Vita tote bag, and Bronwyn is like, "What do you even use this for?"
And also, it's a good tote bag because yes, it is branded, which is tacky, but it says Vita Tequila, and that means tequila life to anybody who speaks the language. So I think it works, even if you don't know what the brand is. It's like, yes, you're living that tequila life, baby. So, whatever.
It's all about brand. I love tote bags. I have too many, and I just want more and more and more.
Yeah, so
I'm
there
not
you
saying,
go.
I'm not
Stop
trying
taking
to
away
get
her
a free-
joy.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get a free Vita Tequila tote bag. I'm just trying to
She'll
say,
send it
like,
to you.
Bronwyn,
So why not?
How about
She already owes about $700,000 to various vendors. I'm sure she's got some of those lying around.
I still have my bottle of Vita Tequila that I drink from every now and then, so I need the tote bag to go with it. Lisa.
God, Lisa, get on the ball, Lisa. You're really slacking over there. Okay, so then Bronwyn, does her thing. Okay, so now they pack into the Sprinter van, and they're joking around about how Bronwyn's chair's reclining back, and they're like shaking her chair, and then Meredith just leans against the back seat and closes her eyes and just does a little big burp.
Five being solid.
Almost drove off a cliff. So
She's counting iconic lines as she goes to sleep.
Whitney, of course, is so obnoxious because Meredith is clearly napping. So Whitney's like, Meredith, are you okay?
What?
I'm just closing my eyes. I didn't sleep very well. Maybe you noticed that when most people close their eyes, they're trying to nap. But thanks a lot for waking me up.
Speaking of pressure.
So then Brittany's like,
Well, I'm not surprised that Meredith is exhausted today.
And then we see a flashback where Heather is talking to Brittany. And Heather's like, how are things this morning? And then Brittany's like, well, I woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of Meredith crying and throwing up. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, she was definitely throwing up.
And I said, this isn't fair. You're throwing up, but when I throw up, no one pays attention to me. No one gossips about me when I throw up, but when Meredith throws up, we all gossip about her. That's just not fair.
What about me?
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
and then the girls get to a boat and it's called The Best Day. So they love that. And like, oh my God, cheers to the best day ever. And they start dancing and Bronwyn won't dance. So they all dance for Bronwyn. And it's awkward. It's as awkward and crackery as we would think. And then let's see, Bronwyn's like, who cares? So then they start talking about summer plans and stuff like that. And so Lisa's like,
Last year, we went on an amazing trip, and it was Jack's last trip for us. Wait, hold on. Okay, it's over. And then, all the focus is on little baby Henry. Oh my God, baby gorgeous. He loves it. He goes on little dates with me and John. He'll go out to dinner with me, and then John will take him to do something sporty, and then I'll drive him to school, and then I'll have lunch with him in the school cafeteria, and then I'll show up at PE and carry him on my shoulders and say, stop that and take away the ball from Henry.
That's the year of Henry. At the beginning of the year, it's been a very challenging year for Henry. In the beginning, I feel like he didn't want to make friends, and he wasn't trying to make friends. But then after being forced to go on several mini dates with me and John, he was like, oh my God, I need a social life. So it all worked out in the end.
Yeah. So now his friends, I'll drop him off at the movies and he'll meet his friend, John. Or he'll just say, Mom, I'm going to dinner. And then he goes to dinner with his friends, John and Lisa. He's having a great time.
Yeah, and we just love him. We're doting on him.
She's like, and how about all of his cologne collection?
Oh yeah, he's up to 15 colognes.
I was like, something's going on with the collections on this show between the Starbucks cups and the colognes. I don't know. We got to check in on Salt Lake City. Let's get some better collections.
That's a collecting culture. And
Heather's like, oh my God, what about the way he says Jean-Paul Gaultier?
And she's like, oh my God, he says it with a French accent. I'm not kidding you.
Brittany goes, and so she's, by the way, this is actually kind of nice because Henry was having issues, I still think that story about no one coming to his birthday party is so heartbreaking. And and I know it was okay, invitations were sent out late, but it's still really sad. And it does make me happy. And this is this is actually a nice moment for Lisa. And then Brittany just pushes forward and she goes, you guys, this is so unsupportive. Cause last night I gave you a story about Olivia and then it was a really big deal. And then it was just crickets. And they're all like, who's Olivia?
when she was like, ding, 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 ding. Guys, my daughter is finally talking to me. Well, Jared's not. So I called my daughter back for once. So that was... So then Lisa's like, wait, what? She goes, last night when I was making that announcement, I was like, ding, 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 ding. Remember? My daughter's finally talking to me after 6 months. Literal crickets. Guys.
And Bronwyn goes well, let me give that a little nod. And I was like, the difference is I know Henry and I see him. He's a real person to me. I don't know who Olivia is. I mean, are you just talking about Scandal? Because knowing you could just be talking about Scandal.
Are you talking about Rudy's replacement on the Cosby Show? Because she wasn't as cute. Are we allowed to say that now? Has enough time passed?
Are you talking?
Was that her name, Olivia? Is that in my head? I'm going to put Rudy's
Are you
replacement. What if I
talking
got
about the
that
mom
wrong?
from The Sopranos?
Now that would have been a cute replacement for Rudy.
Hi, Ma. It's like, wait, this is my daughter,
You call
Olivia.
yourself a doctor, please. I've seen better doctors on Bugs Bunny. Ma.
So Brittany is like, yeah, but like, me, this group isn't very supportive of me, and I feel like, well, we weren't even talking about you. We were talking about Lisa's son. I know, but like last night when I made the announcement, remember, that was really hard.
Yeah, she didn't replace Rudy, by the way. She just came on after Rudy. You guys, I'm falling down a Cosby Show rabbit hole.
Are you talking about what's her face?
Olivia.
Raven Simone. That's Raven, right?
Is it?
Raven Simone.
I don't remember. Yeah, hold on. Cosby.
Raven.
I don't want to say it wrong. You know what I mean? I was young when that show came out, so I
You don't want to have
remember
a
who
Judith.
was
You don't
who.
want to have a Judith Lieber moment. I get it.
Do you remember when Olivia came out with passports with jewels on them? There was an
No, it
episode
Raven
called
Simone,
The
you probably
Cosby Show. Olivia comes out of the closet. What the hell? God, you know what sitcom titles in the 80s? I can't. Yeah, Olivia Simone Kendall is a character in The Cosby Show. She's Denise Huxtable's precocious stepdaughter
Played
who's
by
4
Raven
years.
Simone.
Why doesn't it say that in big bold letters right at the beginning? Okay, Raven Simone. Wow.
It literally says it in big bold
Isn't
letters
that
on my
so
computer
funny
screen.
that like I totally know who Raven Simone is. I didn't know she was famous from that. I just thought she was famous from That So Raven.
That's when that was like yeah.
Okay, so who's cuter? Raven,
I just wanna show
Olivia,
you
or
the big-
Rudy?
I just want to show you the big bold letters on my screen. You're like, why don't they have it in big bold letters? It is literally big bold letters. It's on screen. Crap is on demand. Sorry.
No,
Just
you're such a
listening.
liar. Okay, I don't believe
Look at it right
your
there.
Google.
Look.
No, I'm going to share you what I see on my Google so then I can look smart. I'm a screen sharer now. Who do you think's a screen sharer in this family? Me. I'm the screen sharer. So I'm going to show you right now. That's my wiener. Sorry, everybody. Okay, do you see my screen? This is what. Wait,
Wait,
am I
look.
showing you? Am I showing you?
It's
Screen
it's like an infinite loop on.
Literally nobody cares. Are you guys still listening to this recap? I warned you not to.
Wait,
Why are you still here? Okay,
wait.
look.
Do you want
here's
to
mine.
wait? Do you want to?
Do you see it?
Okay.
Look, it just says all this stuff. It's like Cosby Show. This is who Olivia Kendall is. Cosby Show. Olivia comes out of the closet. Nowhere does it say Raven Simone. I feel like she should sue Google. Oh, played by Raven Simone right here. Okay, whatever. It's
Wait.
small. It's small, bold letters. Whatever, you guys. Get off my ass, okay? Judith Lieber. Ben, you don't know who Judith Lieber is.
You know what? Can I tell you something? Wait, look
Go
at this. Look at this picture of Raven Simone. This is actually kind of an amazing thing right here. I'm bringing it up right now. Present. Here it is. Oh wait, it's Judith Lieber, everyone.
It's Judith Lieber. That's so Judith.
That's so Judith.
Okay. Back to the show. Okay, so Brittany's like, yeah, I mean, come on, guys. No one's paying attention to me. And they're like, we don't even know your kid, you know? And she goes, yeah, and we weren't even talking about you. We were talking about Lisa's son. And she's like, well, I know, but last night when I made the announcement, and Angie's like, not to be rude, but we were just like in this moment about Henry and Colognes and him being an only, and now you turned it on to you. And she's like, well, my feelings were hurt. And Lisa goes, Brittany, hey, look, Brittany, I want to tell you something. What? It's weird. It's weird. It's weird, Brittany.
No, but like, I give you good news about Jared and me, and I give you good news about my daughters, and it feels like none of you are supportive with the good things in my life. I mean, it's a really, really big deal for me. Have you ever seen the blue corn moon? No? Oh. And so,
Brittany, nobody likes you, and your stories are thirsty and attention grabbing, and all you're trying to do is get attention. You're a terrible person, okay? You're not even really dating that guy, and your kids don't like you because you choose men over them, okay? You're a terrible mother, and you're not a nice person. So be quiet over there and stop dinging your goddamn glass, okay? Jesus Christ.
Brittany just is, she's just so clunky with her housewifery that she just doesn't realize how clunky she is. And the bar is low on the show. Again, we have Whitney Rose. Speaking of pressure, and if you can't even like get up to Whitney's level of clunky, like Whitney is like base level clunkiness, like the base amount of clunkiness you're allowed to have in order to do like have acceptable housewife moments. And Brittany can't even get to that level. You just have to just put in some more effort and do some more, you know, just study it like the way you studied to be Ariel in Disney Tokyo, okay? And then you'll get there, Brittany. Put in the work.
Ariel flopped around less. So Bronwyn's like, do you like the idea of telling us you have an announcement, or do you just like the idea of seeing your daughter? And which, by the way,
so good,
is so rude, but also so spot on of an analysis, because
we were all thinking that.
Brittany's always just trying to come up with an announcement to get congratulations.
Mm-hmm. So Brittany's like, Bronwyn, you are a fucking bitch. And Bronwyn's like, well, do you have anything else to say? She's like, I mean, why are you such a troublemaker? She's like, oh, no, I'm looking at
you, Lisa.
Oh, you, Lisa.
She goes, I'm looking at you, Lisa, because she's not even going to let Brittany have this fight. She's like, we're not even going to fight with you. Now I'm going to fight with Lisa because you called me a fucking bitch and Lisa's not standing up for me. So
she's like, it turns out this was actually all a ploy. This was all a ploy to make Lisa fall into a trap. Like, will Lisa defend me right now? She's like, let me push Brittany to the edge. That way Brittany says something mean about me. Now let's see if Lisa defends me.
Yeah. So then, by the way, she does not defend Lisa. This is such crap that this is another lie at Bronwyn's, that she's constantly defending Lisa. That is not true. She's very lightly been like, I don't have that experience with her, but she's never been like, don't speak to my friend like that. Don't speak about my friend like that. When everybody's coming at Lisa, which is every single episode, she's not like, you stop talking to Lisa like that. Liar, liar, liar. So then, she's like, Lisa, we've been friends for 10 years, and you have let this woman call me a gold digger, a trophy wife, a fucking bitch, a dumb bitch.
Sorry, I got tangled in my carpet.
So did Lisa.
Lisa's like, I let her do it. What?
Lisa's like,
Wait, what did I let her do? Wait, I'm not responsible for defending.
Was it Lisa? First is shocked, but then she's like, oh, I'm fighting now? Okay, sure.
I'm not responsible for what other people do. I'm not responsible for what other people do.
Meanwhile, the first 3 seasons of this show was a round robin of people accusing other people of not having the back. I'm your ride or die. I will ride or die. You're not being ride or die for me. I'm your ride or die. You've got to be ride or die. You're not my ride or die. You didn't have my back. Like, this whole show was built on complaining about other people not having each other's backs. So then Lisa being surprised that Bronwyn's just going to enter the fray and pull like the standard Salt Lake City card. And she's like, wait, what? Because although on the other hand, the whiplash or the pivot from like nice scene talking about Henry to all of a sudden Lisa is done something terribly wrong and she didn't even realize, it's pretty funny.
I have to say, I think this is why Bronwyn falls a little flat with me, is because this has been every season of this show. And I think that she's watched every season of this show and she's just pulling storylines that it's just like we've already seen it. Like, we don't need your version of it. And it's ridiculous. It just doesn't make any sense. So Lisa, in my humble, ever so humble opinion. So she was like, you and I had a private conversation when I have said to you, I feel vulnerable and I feel alone. And I have said to you multiple times that I've taken you aside by myself and I've said that this is bullshit, but I've stuck up for you. She's like, oh, of course you have, Lisa. And then Lisa's like, dude, I'm fucking exhausted with you. Like, I'm just like... I don't think she spoke for a lot of us. I was like, you're too, like, just be quiet. Can we just have one day of you not being offended? Or just 1 hour of you not being offended by something?
I'm trying to be a great friend to you, and there's like nothing good enough. Because except when I tell you that I don't feel close to you, and you don't fucking care, Lisa. Bronwyn, Lisa tells us, Bronwyn, you're a big girl. I don't know why every time you're in a fight with someone, I have to be in a fight with them too. I don't expect you to be in fights with everyone that I'm in fights with. Or trust me, you would have no friends.
And then she smiles at the camera like, bitch.
Meanwhile, fast forward to Angie and Meredith at the end of the episode and Lisa jumping in on Meredith's behalf. So she's like, I don't understand why I have to be, like, if you're fighting with someone, why do I have to be involved? And later on, she like happily inserts herself.
Yeah. Well, but she's earned it too. Meredith and Lisa have been through more of the fire. And this girl, Bronwyn, is constantly, whether you like or not like Bronwyn. And I know to most people, Lisa is the villain, and I wouldn't even disagree a lot of the times. But Bronwyn has clearly been shitting all over Lisa she's been finding a reason to fight with Lisa and turn everyone against Lisa every episode this season. So the fact that she's like, how dare you? I thought we were closer than this. What are you talking about? You've made yourself a fucking victim. Like you're throwing yourself in front of Lisa's car every episode. Just get out of the crosswalk, ma'am. Eventually, someone's just going to drive over you. Cars are very strong.
A lot of people have been saying that Lisa's been getting the villain edit this season. I don't know if there is a villain this season. I think they're all just stepping up to the plate, going after each other. They do their time and then someone else comes up. So I don't know. I'm not getting villain. I think Lisa's just being Lisa.
Yeah, but most people,
everyone's like, that's the
I
villain.
shouldn't say most people. What do I know? But a lot of people are driven crazy by that, but that's why I love it.
Hey everyone, this is the end of part 1 of this recap. For part 2, keep an eye on your podcast feed. It is coming up in just a moment. Thanks so much for listening. Catch you on the second half.
That's what Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors.
Ain't no thing like Allison King.
It's always automatic with Ashley Auto.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offutt. Dana C. Dana Do.
Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. Jamie, she has no last namey. You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
Bringing the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us, it's Lindsay D. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
We love her on the rocks, it's Melissa Cox. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
Have a heck of a time with Rebecca.
The highest tally, it's Sarah McNally.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman. The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender.
She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters. She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
Ring that bell for Rachel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.